Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gaming Weekly Update. This is your host Kieran, and welcome to this updated version of showing you the games that are included on Switch Online, the expansion pack. So, before I get into this, I want to get this out of the way first. The last video, people kept saying to me, why haven't you shown the Famicom games? Why haven't you shown the Super Famicom games?
Why did you forget about SEGA Genesis?
Calm down, the Switch Online's got you covered. Because, like, the Famicom games and the Genesis games were actually shown the entire time. Because I've got all the regions enabled, so that allows you to show each region games and all of those in the system. So it depends what region you're from, it shows differently. Now, because I'm from the PAL region in the UK, that's going to show us Nintendo Entertainment System, that's going to show us Super Nintendo with the Famicom colored buttons, and that's going to show up as Mega Drive. If you were from the United States of America, that would show up as Genesis. This would show up as Super Nintendo with the violet colored buttons. And if you were from Japan, this would show up as Super Famicom. And this would show up as Super Famicom. So I will display them on the screen while I'm reading them out to you. But yeah, it depends where you're from. This will display and show different. But yeah, Famicom, Super Famicom, Genesis, it's all here. It's the same thing. Relax, people. Anyway, let's go and show you what games are new since the last time. I'm only going to read the new ones that have expanded since then. So if you want to see the other one, I'll leave the link to the description in the first one, like in the description. So let's read them from the NES all the way to the Game Boy Advance. So let's do this. Now, here's what I'm talking about. You see these games here? Like, and this game, for example, it says JF right there. JF, which stands for Japanese Famicom. So, yep, there you go, folks. Famicom is on the list, so relax. Like I said, I'm only going to read to you the new games for this one. If you want to see the other games that are down here, like, the link's in the description. So, here's the first one. Right, Downtown Neketsu March Super Awesome Field Day. It's Field Day, and anything can happen. In this action game, released for the Famicom, see, Famicom is in this, folks, so relax. For the Famicom system in Japan in 1990, 4 teams face off during Field Day, including the Neketsu High School team, with you captaining as Kunino-kun. I can't read that one. I've been said about this in the last video as well. Oh, your reading's terrible, Kieran. I know, like I sometimes I try and rush it, and I'm like, yeah, and there's a few words that I can't even pronounce, so yeah. But anyway, there are 4 competitions in all. Umemi cross-country race, the obstacle course, the ball smashing competition, and the knockout fight. Get better off your rivals and aim for victory. Each competitor has different abilities, so your ability to captain will be just as important as your skills out on the field. And right here, we've got another Famicom game. Yes, Famicom is on this, relax. Joy Mech Fight. So, robots have gathered to test their skill against one another. This robot fighting game released only in Japan for the Famicom, again, Famicom, system in 1993. It features Dr. Little Aemon and Sukapon, a robot created. Dr. Ivan Walnak has declared his intent to conquer the world with his robots, and it's up to Dr. Aemon to stop him. Win battles to increase the robots you can access, and use their individual abilities and unique moves to out-battle your opponent. Each robot has 4 special moves you can make use of to best enemy robots. And the next one is called Mystery Tower. Use wits and skill to reach the top of the tower. This game was released for the Famicom system in Japan in the year 1986 and is packed with puzzles and action. Play the role of archaeologist and explorer, and set your sights on the top of the tower. Clear stages by moving and rearranging mysterious stones to reach the exit and proceed to the next floor. Enemies await, but you can hit them with stones and trap them to defeat them. And every 8 floors, a chamber will feature a picture you'll need to reach your goal. And last on this list, because from here downwards is in the last video, so here we go. This is Xevious. Controlled the Savalu fighter and destroyed the Xevious forces. Fire the Zappa missiles against air-based enemies and drop the blaster bombs down upon ground-based targets. Destroy Genesis to earn bonus points and beat the high score. Unique enemies, interesting background music, a variety of vertically scrolling background environments, and many hidden gameplay features differentiated Xevious from the other shooting games released at the time. Are you devious enough to beat Xevious? I don't know, maybe. But yeah, now that I've read those ones, I'm going to move on to the Super Nintendo, or Super Famicom if you're from the Japanese region. Okay, this only has 3 new games since the last time we've updated this, but yeah. Again, as you can see here, if you look at the top right corner, right there, it says Super Famicom. So, yep, Super Famicom is on this bleeding system. So relax, people. And if you go further down and you look for a different region's game, it says Super Nintendo there. But like I said, if the game's in Japanese, it will say Super Famicom. So yes, Super Famicom, Famicom, and Genesis have been done the entire time, peeps. Relax. Anyway, we'll read the only 3 here. So this here is Kirby Star Stacker. Join Kirby as he stacks the falling stars with help from his friends. Watch out for King DDD. He is out to stop you. With a few quick moves and some well-timed strategy, you can quickly outwit him and move on to the next challenging level with a little help from Rick, Kine, and Ku, who look like a hamster, fish, and owl, respectively. Blocks rain down from above while whole lines appear from below with relentless regularity. Simply sandwich the stars between Kirby's pals and you'll soon be on your way to earning a high score in pure puzzle fun. Next game is Harvest Moon. Now, this is a very popular game. It's still popular to this day. I'm not sure what it's about, but yeah, we'll just read it into it and see what it's about. Take in the natural beauty and breathe the fresh country air. Experience firsthand the down-to-earth goodness of life on a farm. Your challenge is to dig in and build your life as a farmer with old-fashioned hard work and dedication. There are buildings on your property, but they are in need of livestock. You have a modest house, but if things get lonely in the field, it's going to take a remodel to woo a female farming companion. Success in the game is measured by the fruits of your labor, so remember, you always reap what you sow. I saw what you did there. So what you did there. That was a terrible pun, I'm sorry. But yeah, this is Side Pocket. Use every trick shot up your sleeve and become top pull shark. This billiards game released for the Super NES or SNES or Super Nintendo, it doesn't matter, it's all the same thing. For the Super NES console in 1993 contains 2 models. First, there's 9-ball game where you try to get 9 balls into the pockets while, with each shot, hitting the lowest numbered ball on the table before any other. Second, there's a pocket game where the goal is to knock each ball into the pocket. By adjusting where you strike the cue ball, you can make use of a wide variety of shots, like mass shots and jump shots. In one-player pocket game, you have set out to be recognized as a true master of the game. You take to the round across North America, but in each city, the stakes get higher. When you're not on the road, there are also 2 multiplayer modes, 2P pocket game and 2P 9-ball. For a real challenge, try out Trick Game to test your best shot in table setups that could stump even seasoned pros. So yep, that's all for SNES and all for Super Famicom, whichever else. But yeah, so now we're going to move on to the SEGA Genesis, as it's called in America, or Mega Drive if you're here from PAL. So relax, people. All right, and this is the Mega Drive, but as you can see, there's 2 different ones. If it's European, as you can see, there's 3 languages here. There's Spanish, there's, I think that's German, and French. So in the PAL region, which is Europe, or the UK, like, it's Mega Drive, but in America, it would say Genesis, and I think it's called Genesis in Canada. Maybe someone can enlighten me about that. But yeah, point is, we're just going to read up the new games and see there. So, the first one is Crusader of Century. This action RPG made its debut late in the Genesis/Mega Drive era. When beasts once repelled by the light return and invade the human realm, a 14-year-old boy sets off on an adventure with sword in hand. Among his companions are a dog, penguin, lion, and other animals with special abilities at all his sides as he learns to unlock the secrets of the world. So next we got a Japanese game. I'm not sure what that is called, but yeah. That's basically the... Oh, it is this game. Okay, it's the same game. Okay, so this is the Japanese version of this game. So, yeah. This is the same game as that. It's just in Japanese. So, yeah. We'll just move on to this one then. So, Ghouls and Ghosts. The powered-up sequel to Ghouls and Goblins returns. 3 years after the defeat of Satan, Princess Prin's soul has fallen to the schemes of a new demon. The time has come for Arthur to rise again and vanquish evil. I'm not going to do both of these because these are the same game, but one's in French and this is Genesis version, so this will be in English. So, Landstalker. In this smash hit action RPG, Nigel the Treasure Hunter embarks on an adventure with his tiny partner, Friday, to seek a lost treasure. This game's asymmetric approach to 3D action will take some quick thinking. So like I said, I won't read this one because it's basically the same game, it's just different languages. And of course, this is the German one. So we'll just do Revenge of Shinobi. Everyone knows this game though, but for the sake of the newcomers of the old games, I'm just going to read it out to them anyway. The Revenge of Shinobi, an action game starring Joe Musashi in the Oboro clan, a modern-day ninja. Battle the evil group ZOZ with his deadly Hasao Shuriken attack and potent ninjutsu. Features an acclaimed soundtrack by Yuzo Koshiro. I'm not sure how you pronounce this. So I'm not going to read these three because, again, these three here, it's the same game as these two here, because as you see, it says literally the same thing as what these two did. So literally the same game. So yep, let's go and read Flicky. Flicky, an action game starring Flicky, the adorable blue bird you might recognize from the Sonic series. The little chaps are sunbathing on the terrace when snack time comes. Flicky arrives to pick them up, and everyone holds hands and gets ready to go home. But, oh no, a tiger! That means old cat. Jump to get away, then smack him with a hammer or a mug. Get all the chirps home so you can rest easy, Flicky. And then we've got Kid Chameleon. Kid Chameleon, the hero with 9 faces, stars in this side-scrolling action game set in the world of holograms. Use the special powers of 9 different helmets to beat over 100 levels. Oh my. And then here we've got Pulseman. This action game starring Pulseman, an artificial life form and superhero that can run through light, was created by the prominent developer Game Freak. Packed with charming characters, a lively world, and plenty of exciting features. Get ready to see what a real game is all about. The year is 2015. The ambitious genius scientist Doc Waruyama schemes to conquer the galaxy, but a boy named Pulseman who can move freely between the physical world and the computer network shows up to stop him. The battle against the Galaxy Gang, a mysterious secret organization led by Doc Waruyama, takes place in a captured Tokyo TV station, a mechanized rainforest in India, and a maze of Las Vegas casinos, to name a few. Pulseman's adventures take him inside computer networks and to cities all over the globe. And last for this section, we've got Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. Based on the second iteration of Street Fighter 2, this version added in even more options, like new moves, hyper mode, 11 speed settings, and group battle mode. So that is it. So now we are going to move on to the, I think it's N64. Now, this one's not a huge surprise though, because a lot of them is just a re-released version of the Pokemon Stadium games. So don't be too hyped for that. But anyway, one of them is called Excite Bike 64. Race the dirt roads and stun the crowd with your style. Grind your way through the extreme sport of motocross and attempt over a dozen outrageous tricks such as heel clickers, cliffhangers, and bar hops. Select from 6 different riders, each with their own unique style, and race across 20 stadium tracks and outdoor courses. You can also create your very own courses or race against up to 3 of your friends. Okay, and the other 2 are just Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, so I'm only just going to read one of them each, so because like I said, there's other versions here, but it's different countries, so we've got English, we've got French, we've got German, we got Spanish, and we got Italian. Same with this. French, German, Spain, and Italian. So let's do Pokemon Stadium. Witness thrilling 3D battles between the original Pokemon. This battle arena game, released on the Nintendo 64 console in 2000, features all 151 Pokemon from Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, and Pokemon Yellow games. In Kids Club, you and 3 other players can enjoy 9 different mini-games like Clefairy Says and Sushi Go Round. Please note, you cannot transfer Pokemon from Game Boy titles in this version. So maybe in some other versions? Nope, not in this version. Yeah, not in this version of the game, I think. Like, not on Nintendo Switch Online. But yeah, so let's Pokemon Stadium 2. Hundreds of Pokemon enter the 3D arena. Released for the Nintendo 64 console in 2001, this battle arena features all the Pokemon from the Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver, and Pokemon Crystal games. Decide on your strategy and stand back while your Pokemon battle it out in 3D. Up to 4 players can join in and play the 12 new minigames, like Egg Emergency and Delibird's Delivery. And there's a quiz mode that includes 3 difficulty levels, so Pokemon novices and experts alike can enjoy. And the same with the other one, you can't do Pokemon transfer in this version of the game. So yep, that's all for that. And now we're going to move on to Game Boy. And here we have Game Boy, which also includes Game Boy Color for some odd reason, which I'm not sure why they've done that, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, this is quite interesting because Quest to Camelot, that's actually an animated movie. So I didn't even know this even had a game. So that's very interesting to me because I love this movie. But anyway, Quest to Camelot. Can you save Camelot and Arthur's Kingdom? This action-adventure game, released for the Game Boy Color in 1998, has you take on the role of Kaylee, daughter of the slain Sir Lionel, a knight of the Round Table. King Arthur has lost his magical sword, Excalibur, and now Sir Ruber, the evil knight who killed your father, is out to claim Camelot as his own. As Kaylee, it's up to you to recover Excalibur and save Camelot. On your way, you'll journey through 9 realms and over 60 areas, learning new techniques along the way. But will it be enough? That sounds interesting, so I might play that one day, but I don't know. So let's see what this is about then. Pokemon Trading Card Game. The greatest Pokemon trading card game players of all time, the Grandmasters, are looking for one player worthy of inheriting the 4 rare legendary Pokemon cards. Build new decks with the Auto Deck Machine, hone your skills on the Challenge Machine, and test your ability in the Challenge Hole. Expand your card collection, duel your way through 8 Club Masters, and earn the right to challenge the Grandmasters in the Pokemon Dome. Shadowy figures, wise instructors, and powerful opponents await you in the ultimate trading card game adventure. So yep, there's 3 different versions, so let's see this one. This one is in European, and this one is English, so... The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Transcend the very fabric of time with the Harp of Ages. Rescue Nehru, the Oracle of Ages, to save the land of Nabrina from Varen. Sorceress of Shadows, who will plunge the world into an endless night. Traveling through the time presents Link with unique challenges. If a river blocks Link's path in the present, he can travel to the past and move a stone, redirecting the flow of water. If he plants seeds in the past, he'll find full-grown trees and vines waiting for him when he returns to the present. When linked with The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, the 2 games offer an expanded adventure beyond what can be found when each game is played on its own, unlocking content that can't be accessed any other way. Right, let's check this one out. Right, this is the Oracle of Seasons, but again, it's English and European, so I guess we're just going to have to have a look at it. Right. The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons. Create order from chaos with the Rod of Seasons. Stop a power-hungry general named Onox and rescue Din, the Oracle of Seasons, to save the humbled land of Holodrum. Change the seasons to overcome puzzling obstacles. If Link finds a small plant at the bottom of a cliff, change the season to spring, and Link can use the newly grown flower to get a boost up to the top. If Link faces a deep lake, use the Rod of Seasons to shift into water, letting Link walk over the ice. When linked with the Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, and we'll just say the same thing, yeah. Okay, so yep, there we go. And here we have Blaster Master. Swap in and out of your vehicle and adapt to this situation. Jason and his legendary battle vehicle, Sophia, are back again to save the world. A scientific organization has created a life form whose base structure was a tissue sample from a former foe Jason was supposed to have destroyed. The life form has grown beyond the organization's control and intends to wage war on all humans. Using the strong weapons and high jumping power of Sophia, Jason must head to the subterranean region where the life form resides and eliminate everything in his path. In narrow places, Jason must exit Sophia and move through catacombs on foot. In the catacombs, you control Jason in the top-down view and battle with guns and grenades. And here we have Kirby, Tilt in Trouble. When you move, Kirby moves. This action game was released for the Game Boy Color system in 2001 and features the ever-adorable Kirby. In this game, though, it's all about how Kirby tilts and tumbles. This twist on classic Kirby gameplay adds a whole new level of fun. Kirby moves left, right, forward, and backwards based on the movement of the system you hold in your hands. Go, Kirby, go! This version replicates the motion controls from the original Game Boy Color version. Tilt your Nintendo Switch system or controller to play. You know, that's going to sound very interesting, so I might have a shot of this one day, you know, as a Kieran React video, so stay tuned for that one. All right, and here we have Burger Time Deluxe. How fast can you put together a burger? Give Chef Peter Pepper a helping hand to create the ultimate hamburger. Each ingredient is located on a different platform, and you must climb a series of ladders in order to reach them all. Walk across the ingredient to drop it closer to the waiting plate below. Once all the burgers have been completed, you'll be able to move on to the next level. But watch out, renegade ingredients will stop at nothing to put an end to your cooking days. Dodge them, stun them using pepper, or drop a hamburger ingredient on top of them to stop their chase. If you run out of pepper, look for more to appear around the screen at random and collect bonus foods like coffee, chocolate, and fries while you wait. It's a non-stop food fight in this classic arcade game. And last from this list, we've got Kirby's Dream Land 2. So this is going to be another interesting one because there's a lot of Kirbys on these systems, man. Kirby returns and has joined forces with new friends. The rainbow bridges that connect the 7 Rainbow Islands have disappeared. Help Kirby solve the mystery. Search through the different islands while battling King DDD and his horde of minions. Along the way, meet Rick, Kinney, and Q, who look like a hamster, fish, and an owl respectively. Each possesses important abilities that can multiply the magnitude of Kirby's powers. Earn the mysterious rainbow sword and prepare to face Kirby's most menacing rival ever, the evil Dark Matter. So yep, oh, that's something else indeed. So yep, that's all. Now it's just Game Boy Advance. And last and certainly not least, we got Game Boy Advance. So for Game Boy Advance, we've got 3 different versions of Fire Emblem because we got English, Spanish, and Italian. We got English, French, and German. And we've got just the English version here. So after centuries of peace, smoldering rivalries threaten to set the world aflame in a blaze of battles. The drums of war beat, noble houses plot treason, and allies become enemies. As Lycia stands poised for war, a shadowy figure manipulates empires for his own ends. Lyn, Eliwood, and Hector are brave warriors that are prepared to fight back the forces that would destroy their homeland. Help them gather other heroes to fight besides them, taking care that they do not fall in battle, otherwise they are lost forever. Plan your strategy and command the field of war as you train and learn each unit's strengths and weaknesses. So for this one, we've got European and English for this. So this is Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. This is basically Super Mario World on the Game Boy Advance, but yeah, Bowser and his crew of cruel Koopalings have taken over Dinosaur Land, but luckily, Mario and Luigi are kicking some Koopa shell. Play as either brother as they team up with Yoshi, search for P-switches, discover secret paths, and damage Bowser's forces with power-ups like the Fire Flower and Cape. Everything from the original Super NES game is here in this Game Boy Advance remake, giving you all 76 levels with a host of unforgettable characters and challenging platforming gameplay. You can also play the timeless arcade classic Mario Brothers. And just like these two, we've got European and English of Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3. When the evil Magic Koopa Kamek tries to kidnap the infant Mario Brothers, it's up to Yoshi and his pals to save the day. As Yoshi carries baby Mario through enormous, colorful worlds, he'll have to throw eggs, gobble enemies, solve puzzles, and even transform into wild vehicles like a helicopter, a submarine, and a mole tank. Kamek's goons are constantly in pursuit, so stay alert and watch out for the Magic Koopa's devious traps. Yoshi's in your hands. Enormous worlds and giant bosses that dwarf Yoshi and his young charge await in this re-release from the Super SNES Classic. Yoshi's in your hands. Enormous worlds and giant bosses that dwarf Yoshi and his young charge await in this re-release from the Super NES Classic. Watch that, baby! Enemies are everywhere, and you'll have to become more than just a masterful egg thrower to keep baby Mario out of their clutches. Ground pound, flutter jump, and morph your way to victory. If you need a break from eggs, you can also play the arcade classic Mario Brothers. And just like these two games that we just read here, there's a European and an English version of Metroid Fusion. So While lending mission support on planet SR388, in Stellar Bounty Hunter, Samus Aran is attacked by an X-Parasite, an organism with the ability to mimic the abilities of any creature it infects. Near death, Samus is saved by a vaccine made from the DNA of the last Metroid. The X-Parasite's only natural predator. When the X spreads to a research station in orbit around SR388, a weakened Samus is forced to exterminate them all, or die trying. Experience classic Metroid gameplay as Samus explores the secret passages of a massive research station teeming with hostile lifeforms. Master moves such as clinging to ledges, leaping to high ladders, and firing new weapons like diffusion missiles. Along the way, collect classic power-ups like the Morph Ball, Screw Attack, and Wave Beam. All these skills will be useful when you encounter the SA-X, an unstoppable X-mimicking Samus, which is on the loose and could be just around the corner. So that is it for this video. So I'm sorry I didn't go through all the games on the list, but these were just to update with the newer ones. I will leave the link in the description for the previous video so you can see what those games are there. And before I finish this video, people keep asking me, what games do I get, like, if you get the expansion? Like, if you're just paying for the Switch Online service, then you play online multiplayer with like Super Smash Bros. Or whatever game that supports online multiplayer. If you get it including the expansion packs, you get all of these systems here. And each system like updates with new games each month. So I guess with that, that's going to conclude this video. So thank you so much for watching. And as per usual, if you liked what you've seen, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit the bell if you want to see any more videos or any more live streams that me or Brad produce on his channel. I've been Kieran of Gaming Weekly Update, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.